All right, welcome, Media Men Online. I'm Dan, this is Isaiah.
Yo, yo.
We got some news, we're going to talk about some movies, games, all that good stuff. So, a couple of episodes ago, I talked about the film franchise. I guess two films can be considered a franchise, called Creep, with Mark Duplass from The League. I forget the name of the damn character he plays in The League, but... So it's a series about a guy who lures people into his home, pretends he has some terminal illness, and then does what he does. I'll leave it to you to watch. But Shudder is going to debut it's a series based on Mark Duplass's character from Creep, which it is actually quite a freaky movie. I would recommend. At the very least, the first one, but I'm definitely going to check out this series. It's one of the few movies that actually gave me genuine, creepy, holy crap, this is kind of wild. So anyone who's seen the movies knows exactly what I'm talking about. But I will leave what is actually going on to the potential future viewer. And let's see, is there any information here about whether or not it's going to be following the second one or prior to the first one? So it's going to debut with a 2-episode premiere and new episodes releasing weekly on Fridays. Yeah, I'll be interested. I'll definitely be checking out this. So it's on Shudder and AMC Plus, which I do enjoy when they do things like this. Maybe more collabs. You know, if you did a Netflix and Amazon Prime collab to where, everyone doesn't have to own both.
Yeah, kind of
maybe
like
I'll
what they're
talk
doing with
about
Down
this
to
later.
Dawn.
Yes. And what they did with, what was the other one where they did, crap, was
Zombie.
the zombie one? Yeah,
Yeah,
Zom 100.
Zom 100, yes.
But yeah, keep an eye out for that, coming soon. So premiere Friday, November 15th. All right, Whiplash, 10th anniversary.
Yeah, you convinced me to watch this movie, I think last year, but I never got to see it in theaters, and I see it's on Regal app now. I was like, I kind of want to try to make time to see it. I don't know if I'm going to, but first off, wow, that movie's 10 years old already. Second off, if you haven't seen it, perfect way to see it for the first time.
Yeah, it's wild. It's fitting though. A 10th anniversary for a 10 out of 10 movie, so
Yeah, and then I know J.K. Simmons won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor. I forget if it won anything else or if it was at least nominated, but it definitely in the film industry and by a lot of the casual viewers is highly regarded, which is nice to see. So it's not an easy movie to watch. Definitely not easy.
and credit to Jeremy for introducing me to that movie.
Hmm.
More good news is Mike
Yeah.
Flanagan's Hush is finally available on digital. So every Tuesday I'll go through the digital movies on Google Play, and I scrolled across Hush. I'm like, wow, I haven't seen this movie in so long. And I remembered you telling me it was unavailable everywhere. So
Yeah, because
now,
Netflix owned the rights and then took it down
yeah.
completely.
And then actually there's 5 ways to watch it: YouTube, Google Play, obviously,
Hmm.
Fandango at Home, Apple TV, and Amazon Prime. So it's on all the things. I mean, it's paid on Amazon Prime, but this movie is good enough to where I would recommend
Yeah.
at least renting it. But this is a rewatchable movie that, let's see how much it is to own. So $3.99. Oh, it's $3.99 on Google Play and $5.99 on Amazon. That's pretty weird.
Yeah, for
$12.99 to
renting.
buy.
Yeah. I mean, that's worth
I
it
would
to
buy
buy.
this. Yes.
Even for renting, I'd say just $4 for a rent. That's an easy. I'd pay
Yeah.
$10 to see this in theaters, even though it never
Yeah.
came to theaters. Well, I guess
Absolutely.
I say $10, but yeah,
If you
that's
haven't
great,
seen
great to
Hush
see.
out there, go see this. I paused it specifically on here because I didn't know there was a Minecraft movie until a coworker told me
Oh,
3 days ago.
yeah,
And B, is this the dude that plays Aquaman?
yeah, that's Jason Momoa from Fast
Holy,
X. I don't know what's going on. the trailer like it just looks terrible. And then I think the worst part though is definitely like Jack Black just showing up and being like, "I'm Steve," and it's like, no, you're just Jack Black. Like you're not
Yep.
Steve from Minecraft. You don't look like if you wanted a Steve from Minecraft, that's kind of what they were going for with like Ryan Reynolds and Free Guy, where it's just like normal looking
Yeah.
dude. I like Jack Black. He's hit or miss, especially like with his personality and stuff. But he can be very entertaining at times. But like in this, it's just like they just hired Jack Black to be Jack Black. He's not Steve from Minecraft. And I don't know, like seeing this trailer was giving me Sonic the Hedgehog vibes, like that first trailer, if you remember
Yeah.
that. That's
Prefix.
what this, yeah. That's why people are saying, all right, all you Sonic the Hedgehog fans, please do what you did again, but for Minecraft.
Yeah, because honestly, they just have to change the CGI green screen. What's on that? So
Yeah,
it's not
I mean,
even
like
like they'd have to redo anything.
it looks super CGI, and I think someone even showed a still where you can like see the green along one of the girl's hair in a scene from the green screen. And it's like just make it an animated movie at this point.
I thought it was going to be. And when they first show this intro, I'm like, wow, there's a couple large women there. And then I turn around, it's this friggin' dude. What the hell's going on?
And like I like a bunch of the actors they have because like I like Jason Momoa, the other big girl there. She's from the Peacemaker TV show. I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter how good of an actor you are when the like material you're given just looks like this just looks awful. It looks like Jason Momoa and like doing a YouTube video with Minecraft in the background or something. I don't know. It looks bad, and it's like why? Because is this like a Jumanji situation, like the newer ones, where it's like in a different body, or is that just supposed to be Jason Momoa with weird hair
Oh,
in
that's a good
girl's
point.
outfit? I have no idea. The worst
They
part about
get
this trailer
warped
is we
into the
got like no
Minecraft.
context. We have no idea
Yeah.
what's going on.
So maybe they get warped into the Minecraft world and switch bodies as they do. I don't know. But
Yeah, maybe this is their skins. I don't know.
Jesus.
But like I said,
Uh,
it's like at this point, it's like if you're making a Minecraft movie, you can't do it live action unless like everything looks. I don't know. This just ain't it. It just ain't working. Like you could think like, oh, okay, just Minecraft world, like physics and rules, but with real people. But it just
yeah.
looks terrible. I don't
I mean,
know.
and I already know the answer to this, but it's obviously for funding. But why call it Minecraft? Just you can put these same four characters in the same world that you created and call it Happy Times Blockland. Who cares? But
Because
it's
Minecraft
for
has
funding and it's
money.
popular.
Yeah.
Stupid. All right, let's move on.
Yeah.
So, a fellow that Isaiah and I don't know how long I've been subscribed to this dude. Um, and you have been as well for a very long time.
Yeah. Over
I
5 years
always,
for sure.
yeah, whenever I watch his videos, if I'm going to review something, I make it a point not to watch any reviews until after, but I always come back and watch Jeremy John's reviews. So he reviewed a movie called Am I Racist, which is a parody by Daily Wire's Matt Walsh. Guys, he's dry, he's sarcastic, he's right up my alley. But I don't really participate in the Daily Wire after the whole Ben Shapiro situation, but this guy I've always found pretty entertaining. But here's why we're talking about it. Actually, I'm going to be seeing this
I
movie.
watched.
Typically, I don't, but because of this backlash, and I'll explain that in a minute, I watched the review to see what it was about. Now, I don't want to blow you guys' minds here, people listening, but a movie reviewer reviewed a movie. That's it. So what he does is he gives all the movies a fair shake, which is what us typical movie reviewers do. Now, he didn't come out and say, oh, I'm not a Republican, because it's a very right-leaning movie, because it's more of a center-leaning movie making fun of the extreme left, who there's a point in the video where, in the movie I saw in the trailer, that they're at a dinner explaining why white people are the worst and all sorts of stuff. And Matt Walsh is just, he's got this horrible wig on and he's just trolling people. It's a comedy like Borat style where it has some truth behind it, but he's just like making fools out of these people by letting them be themselves. It's
Mhm.
fantastic. I mean, I haven't seen the movie yet, but from what I've seen, but Jeremy Jahns is getting backlash because he reviewed a movie. Go ahead. It's all you. I'm just it's annoying because the guy's like, I've watched him for at least, like you said, 5 years, but probably more. I couldn't tell you what his political leanings are. I couldn't tell you what his wife looks like. I couldn't tell you anything about this guy because he gets on, he talks about movies, and he goes. And they're very short reviews, 8 minutes 31, 426. So the whole gimmick of this one, it seems to be the gimmick is to expose these people for the grifters they are. Because like someone like Robin DiAngelo, who wrote the book White Fragility, he revealed that he paid her $20,000 to interview her for an hour. It was either an hour or 2 hours. And she put out a tweet or something after saying, "Oh, I knew there was something fishy. So you didn't want to give up your 20 grand. You still wanted to, you know, be interviewed by a guy in a terribly fake wig." Like what? These people, they're using the general public's, how do I put this? They're like nonchalant attitude about all the things going on against them. That's what's happened.
I thought I just mentioned this because I want to rant about it. So we talked about it last time. They're doing a collab with McDonald's and Genshin Impact, and there are some really big issues with the codes not going out to people. I haven't gotten. I did this about a day and a half ago. I still haven't gotten my code. I'm probably gonna end up having to call customer support. But apparently, there's like a few things with the app that you had to do to make it work, and even then, on the first day, it just wasn't working. But
How are these being distributed?
so what you have to do is you have to use the app first of all, and then when you order it and you get
The
your
McDonald's
order,
app?
there's yes, you have to go through McDonald's app. I downloaded it, did it, immediately deleted the app. But I probably have to re-download it in order to get my information probably for when I call customer support. But they're supposed to send you an email that is attached to your McDonald's account that you have to create when you do it, and they send you an email with the codes in it. And people just aren't getting them. Apparently, there's a thing. So I guess if you people listening are interested in doing this event, if you download the app, you have to go in and turn on send me emails, which is super scummy because I purposely turned that off because I was like, I don't want to receive promotions and emails from McDonald's because that's the option. You have to turn that on so they'll send you the email with the codes. It's really stupid. But yeah, that's I like I said, it's the site there says game rant. I just wanted to rant a little bit because I thought this was really dumb. I was like, why couldn't you
Yeah.
just send us a physical code on the receipt or something? I miss those days. Whatever.
Oh, yeah, I like that. All right, this will be the first time we talk about football on this channel. However, it has to be done. So the Cincinnati Bengals faced the Kansas City Chiefs last week, and it was a nice back and forth game, the usual between these two teams. However, at the end of the game, for the 5,752,467th time, the Kansas City Chiefs were bailed out and given the game by the referees. This is the consistent theme. It always happens. It happened in the Super Bowl against the Eagles. It happened yesterday. It happened Monday. This is what happens. The NFL is rigged. We all know it's rigged. And why do I know that it's rigged? So here's the play. 4th and 16, 42 seconds left in the game. Bengals up by 2. Now I want you to just watch this for a second. Chiefs throw. Ball floats incomplete out of bounds. And now the referee If you see the penalty, you're supposed to throw the flag. Look how long he waits to throw the flag. Anything weird about that? Once
I
he
didn't even see him
sees the
throw a flag.
contact, right, he's at the bottom left of the screen. Let's watch this one more time. Is there contact? Yes, but the defender is allowed to go for the ball. It's allowed. If there's a jump ball, you're both allowed to go for it, even if you bump into each other. And again, 41 seconds left. This is for the game. There's the contact right there. That's where the play happened. Like,
Wait, what
it's a
was
good two.
what was the penalty?
The penalty was that the Cincinnati Bengals player tried to intercept the ball and bumped into the Chiefs player. Now what happens? First
So
down,
you're saying
all the way
a normal part of football
yeah,
where you try to intercept the ball.
yes. First down, all the way down the field. The Chiefs kicked the ball in the last few seconds to win the game. Now, how do I know that the NFL is covering up? Well, because I go down to the comments section, and I went through after the game because I was very mad. I hate the Chiefs. The world hates the Chiefs. Anyone who's watching the NFL more than 5 minutes hates the Chiefs, except for Chiefs fans. I went down these comments just to see what the general public was saying. And all of this stuff, and mind you, any NFL comment section is riddled with fans saying, talking crap about the other team or anything. Every single one is positive. Every single comment. And then after I'm scrolling down, and you can see these as I'm scrolling down, I see a couple comments that are like, whoa, all these people saying that this is rigged. The NFL went through, they had somebody sit in this comment section and remove every single comment from the video. Every single one. And I put one in there just for the hell of it, and it's not visible. So as you can see here, I'm not signed in. And if I went down to try and find mine, it's gone. I can see it on my own, but it's not on here because they removed every single one. All right, let's move on. So I'm going to keep this one spoiler free. It's a brand new movie, and it's actually a remake of a movie that came out 2 years ago with the same name. It's a Danish film, but it is in English. It's not an English dub. It's an English speaking film. Speak no evil. I'm sure everyone's seen the trailers. And if you haven't, I want to say don't. Because if you've watched the 2 trailers for the movie, there's 2 separate ones, you've seen the dang movie. You don't really know exactly 100% what is happening, but I was like 95% sure of what was happening. That being said, even though I knew what was going on, James McAvoy is brilliant, absolutely excellent, plays a psychopath better than most people I've seen. Maybe that's practice from those couple movies he played a psychopath for M. Night Shyamalan's little universe there. So even if you've seen the trailers, I would recommend going to see this movie. Now you know exactly what you're going to get in for. There's not a ton of surprises after you've seen the trailers, but it's still a pretty dang solid movie. It's like a 7.5 range. It's not like, oh my God, it's mind-blowing, groundbreaking stuff. No, but it's entertaining. It's tense. I wouldn't call it scary at all. There's not really many horror elements to it. There are some, but I spent most of the time tense rather than worried about what was going to happen. And maybe that's because of the trailers. So the trailers do show way too much these days.
The movie that's number 1 on my list, because I have a friend who wants to see it this weekend, is Beetlejuice. And so to prepare for that, I watched the first movie for the first time. I've never seen this movie before till last
What?
night. Yeah, I know. It's one of those movies where it's like it's on a list somewhere for me to watch, but I have such a huge backlog of classic movies. Like I only watched The Shining for the first time like 2 years ago or something. But
What
yeah,
the hell?
yeah, no, I finally watched it though. It was look, it was not a movie my parents would. You know my upbringing. Not a movie my parents would let me watch growing up. Okay.
Really? This one isn't?
Oh no, I mean like with demons and stuff, and
Oh yeah.
like yeah,
Spooky ghost man or whatever.
not something they would have let me watch, even though I'm pretty sure they watched it all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a nice little weird movie. Um, I don't know. I didn't think it was like the most amazing or like this excellent cinematic masterpiece I watched, but definitely very fun. And I can see it more of a like a cult hit, which I don't know if that's what it started off as, and it just became this huge revered thing through time. But it definitely seems like this cult hit movie that's a lot of fun. For a movie called Beetlejuice, he's not in the movie much and doesn't even seem like a central
Right.
character to it. It's, very interesting. But Winona Ryder's, there's so many actors and actresses I saw in this. The one that got
Yeah.
me was I saw Alec Baldwin's name in the credits and I'm waiting for him to show up and I'm like, oh my gosh, the husband, like I heard it in his voice for a single line. I was like,
Yep.
oh my gosh, the husband is Alec Baldwin. He looks so different. It was
Yeah.
throwing me through a loop.
Murdering folks on set does a lot to your appearance.
Yes. Uh,
Uh, so it actually did very well at the box office, 74 million domestically off of a $15 million production budget. So
mhm.
there you
Oh yeah, I
go.
wasn't when I said like cult hit, I wasn't trying to say like, oh, it didn't do well at the box office, but more of like review standpoint where people are like, it's a good little fun movie and it's really gonna take off years from now. Like nothing that's getting like, 10 out of tens or 9 out of 10s, I feel like. So I'd give the movie like probably a 7.5 or 8 out of 10 myself.
Yeah, I
It's
mean
just
it's
like
not
it's fun.
anything amazing. It's a good movie, and you got to be in the mood for this movie, or else it. Like I
Yeah.
tried to watch it just randomly one time. I'm like, this is not. I'm not. I'm good.
It's weird is the
Yeah.
big thing, and I like weird. And one of our coworkers was saying they had just watched the movie and that it's super duper weird, and that there's a random sequence in it. And I was like, okay, I don't mind that so much. And then I watched the first one. I was like, this random sequence that they're talking about is also in the first movie. So like, I don't know I'll just say musical sequence. Like,
Yeah.
everyone's like, oh, maybe it's because of the musical that came out. That's really good. Yeah, I watched more of the music, like scenes of the musical online, before I watched this movie, like or clips of this
Oh
movie
yeah.
online. Yeah, because Alex Brightman is played Beetlejuice in the musical, and I think he's an amazing Broadway actor.
Yeah.
Uh, but
Awesome.
but yeah, no, it's like that. It was in this movie as well, a random musical sequence. So it seems just at home, in this
Yep.
new one. But I'm looking forward to seeing that one because it's been getting pretty decent reviews and people talking positively about it. And once
Yeah.
again, with this new one, not getting 10s out of 10s or anything, but just like, hey, it's another fun little movie. And it's like, that's all you need.
Yeah. Somewhere along the way, maybe it's with the explosion of social media, but somewhere along the way, we've lost the 7 out of 10 doesn't mean it's a bad movie. The world is built on 7 out of 10. Like I don't get
Hmm.
it. I love seven
Yeah.
out of ten movies.
Well, it's also the idea now that like 7 out of 10 is like, I feel like video games especially are really bad at this, where it's like, oh, a seven
Yep.
out of 10 is average. And it's like, no,
Right.
7 out of 10 is good. Five is
Yeah.
average. Like the midpoint, the midpoint
Yeah.
between 0 and 10 is five.
Do you think that has anything to do with school? Because a 65 for me was a passing grade. So
Oh, a
maybe
hundred
maybe
percent.
that's something to do with it.
It's 100% that because like with school, you know, it's weird because passing in school is you have to be at 70, like, let's say 60% or 65%. Because, if you've got people that are 5 out of 10 when it comes to basic education, I'd say that's not good and that's not average. The average for
Okay.
schooling should be, I guess the average for schooling should be around 70%, which is where I think the 7 out of 10 comes from.
Is it?
But that has to do with the actual definition of average, which is, you take everybody's cumulative thing, and that's where most people are, is a 7 out of 10. But like
Yeah.
when you're doing reviews and stuff, when you're saying an average movie, that's, kind of in the middle. You're saying, no, it
Yep.
wasn't good, it wasn't bad, it was average. It's like a different definition of average. But,
Yeah.
you saying
100%.
that definitely seems like maybe that's where a lot of that came from. But I also think it has to do with, which I'm going to get into a little bit later with the thing I have to talk about, but people trying to lean more towards positivity and higher scores
Yeah.
to make something look better.
Right. Right. Let's talk about one more here. So this is called The
Yes.
Chair, and it's a short film. It's about, I think, 24 minutes from beginning to end. And it's just about a guy who's, it's their 6 month anniversary, which a guy and a gal 6 month anniversary, which is, I've never celebrated a 6 month anniversary, but we'll move on. He finds a chair and brings it home. A lady doesn't want it, and she tells him to get rid of it. And he wakes up sitting back in the chair on the lawn where he found it. Now, I won't go beat by beat, but the movie's like a psychological, like it's a movie that just messes with your mind. And I thought it was a very effective short film. I wanted to talk about it. So I'll send it over to you for your thoughts, because you saw this as well, right?
Yeah. Do you just want like my general thoughts on the whole thing, or we just want to talk about non-spoiler stuff?
Yeah, however you want to do it.
I think it was a pretty decent short film. Um, my lasting thoughts were I thought it was too long, funny enough, because I'm
Yeah.
looking at a lot of the other like horror short films I really like, and they're about 10 to 12 minutes.
Good.
And I kind of saw why, because this one felt like when I think horror short film, I think slight build up and then immediate tension release, and that's kind of it. Whereas this one did
Good.
that multiple times. And I'm not saying this as oh, I didn't like this, because I did like this quite a bit. I'm just trying to
Yeah.
show like what level it is compared to, let's say, Sarah Doesn't Dream, which is the Smile short film, or the Lights Out short film, which I think are some of the best examples of horror short films out there.
Oh my God, that one freaked me out. That lights out one.
Yeah, I mean it's funny because you get these short films that are really good, and then they make full length movies of them, and it's like I can see why they worked as a short film and not a full length movie. Smile worked
Yeah.
better than Lights Out as a movie, but with this one, I'm like, okay, definitely, like this one could maybe make for a good movie, because you could see for a lot of stuff, but at the same time, now that I've seen the short film, it's like I don't know, with unless they completely change, like they try to ruin it, which is getting into the explanation of it. What I like about this short film and why it works as a horror short film is it's simple and effective at what it's trying to do. It's not over explained, it's not complicated. It's just here's this one simple concept, and it just takes 20 minutes to go over it. That's it. Um,
Right.
I thought the guy what's weird? I thought the main girl's acting was really bad for like the first 5 minutes, and then when she started getting interesting, let's say, without
Crazy.
spoiling
Yeah.
it, uh, that's when I was like, okay, I'm starting to see more of her acting chops here. The guy was really good, though. I liked him a lot. I wasn't sure if he was like the director or just like an actor, but I was like, yeah, I thought he was
Jonathan
fantastic in
Cripple
it.
and
Yeah.
Curry Barker is the director.
Okay, so it wasn't yeah. But yeah, no, a very, very fun, entertaining one. That's an easy recommend, by the way, because I mean,
Yeah.
it's 24 minutes.
Yep.
It's better than a lot of the horror movies we've seen this year.
Oh yeah. And there's a lot of like what the hell is going on moments, which is exactly where the
Yeah.
director wants you. And I really appreciated where it ended up, even though it's not what I was expecting. So the only other part I want to, so he loses a week of his life, and that's the whole hook of like when he start. It seems like he's losing his mind, but I won't spoil any more for that. Go watch it. It's
Yeah.
24 minutes, and what's the name of the channel again? Let me see here. But it was just, and it was a bit when at one point when there's a character who wakes up, just starts laughing hysterically, like,
Hmm.
okay, that's like the part where it's, okay, oh sorry, I'm not gonna say anything more. The chair is on a YouTube channel called That's a Bad Idea, so go check that out, and we'll be talking about another one of those later. All right, Honkai Star Rail,
Yeah,
right up
look what
my
you did to me,
alley.
man. Look what you did. We talked about this last week, and you're like, Kafka's on the banner, and I was like, all righty then. I told my friend, and the reason why she didn't tell me that Kafka was on banner because I texted her, and she's like, "Oh, I quit all the gotcha games because I just can't afford it anymore."
Yeah,
But I was like, "Tell me next time Kafka's on the banner, maybe I'll download it again." Uh, and yeah, I mean, it's very obvious. I could tell from the gameplay and what other people have said about it. It's a very fun turn-based RPG. That's exactly what it is. It's very fun turn-based. The characters, I'm not going to repeat everything that Dan said last time. All I'm going to say is I am being free to play for this game. The only thing that I'm purchasing is like the $5 a month thing. I don't know if I'm going to keep doing it. I just did
yeah,
it for this one so that way I could get a little bit of a head start on getting characters and stuff off the banner.
right.
But I was like, I'm not going to buy the battle pass. I'm not buying, I can't. I don't know what they're calling this in Genshin. We call them free. The Primo gems. Yeah, it's
Mm,
the Primo gems is the name of them. I'm not buying any of
yeah,
that stuff. I'm just gonna take what the game gives me and work with it. And
right.
it's been really good. I actually did get super lucky where because you get a ton of free pulls in the beginning. I failed the
Mm,
50-50 at first and I got Clara, but then like 20 pulls later I got Kafka. So I was like, all right.
nice.
Now I have to get into a different mindset from Genshin because usually it's just pull on all the characters and then so that way I have every character and that's it. And I'll just do that every banner drop. Now I have to really think of, okay, now I just sit on them and I gotta wait till another new character comes out that I really want and just,
Yeah,
hold on to all those free pulls so I can just dump them all on one character. Uh,
and randomly, I got Fei Xiao, the main girl. I literally dropped one pass and I was like, what the hell's going on? It's like a 0.6% or a 6%, something like that, um, pull chance.
yeah. Oh, the
And
new character,
yeah,
you got her?
yeah. And
Oh,
I added her. So I have Kafka, Fei Xiao, and Dr. Ratio as my like follow up attack team. And there are times
hmm.
where I'll just click one button and they'll just keep going and follow up attacking on each other's follow ups. It's crazy.
Yeah,
But Isaiah, go ahead.
I'm building the what they call a dot team or damage over time team because that's the other thing that Kafka's good at. And one of the people on the banner, Luca, does that. And then I have Serval, who is another damage over time person.
Yep.
So I was like, I'm just gonna mess around with that. That's why like there's another person on the banner, the other 5-star Black Swan, who is a
Black
damage over
Swan.
time
Yeah.
person. But there's only 12 days left on the banner. I don't want to be wasting pulls just to maybe get her for that.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll be fine because that way I have my 3 damage over times and I can stick a healer on there. That's been the
Yep.
other good thing, and it's just making me realize like Honkai Star Rail. It seems like instead of fixing Genshin, they just took all the problems and made them not problems in Honkai Star Rail because like all the free characters are like really
Yeah.
good. Maybe it's just because
Natasha
I'm
is
still early
excellent.
game. Maybe it will change
Yeah.
once I'm deeper into the game. But uh, I like Natasha's, a
Yeah.
free character you get. This was always been the joke for Genshin, but like the main character is terrible,
You're
really. There's like one version of them where they're kind of useful, um, for like the plant element in that game. So
Yeah.
that was kind of, or not the plant one. It was, yeah, wait, yeah, no, it was the plant one, yeah. Where that's kind of useful. Where they're okay, but they're just not great, and especially the free characters are joked about how terrible they all are, except for one of them. In fact, like the first free character you get is considered one of the worst characters in the game. And I don't know, I'd argue that March 7th is one of the best characters in the game, especially with the second version of the Trailblazer that you get, which minor complaint here. I don't want to talk about this too long. Uh, One thing I really like about Genshin is you're called the Traveler. So that way,
Yeah.
when people have to refer to you in dialogue, the text will say your name, but they'll say, "Hey, oh, the Traveler here thinks this. The Traveler here thinks that." In this game, it's just her or him, if you would, him, and it
Yeah.
sounds so weird because it's like, yeah, March, Dawn, and her are good. It's like because I thought they were just going to say and the
Did you pick the
Trailblazer because
female
that's the name.
character, Isaiah?
I always pick the female character. Okay,
Oh my God.
I always
Unbelievable.
pick the female character. All right.
This
I
game
I
is
just like your
littered
voice
with
better.
hot waifus, and you pick the female still?
Well, look at the free because I think you get like four, like they do a reductive banner where you get like a 5 star and 4 pulls.
Yeah.
I got what's his name? Welt from that. So I was like,
Yeah.
there, I got my anime due through Welt. And it's great because he's the only imaginary character that I have right now. Except I think my game glitched out because the game gave me the imaginary. I keep on wanting to say Traveler, but the imaginary Trailblazer. But I
Yeah.
was like, why did I just randomly get this? Why wasn't it through story or anything? And I was looking up, it's like, oh, it unlocks with this quest. And I was like, I haven't done that quest yet. How did it unlock for
Hmm.
me? Did I glitch the game or something? I don't
We'll
know.
take it.
I know. I was like, it looks fun. But that's the other cool thing though. I kind of got off topic, but the fire Trailblazer is like
Mhm.
amazing.
Yep.
Which is especially going to be very good once I get to. I don't know what it's called in this game, and in Genshin it's called the Abyss, but it's like the repeatable like battles that you do that are very difficult. You have to have like
Yeah.
two different teams.
Okay.
That way, I have the Trailblazer for one team, and I got Clara for the other one, for like,
Here's
kind of like
one
my
thing.
tank.
Give this a try when you get a chance. Use the Ice March 7th to cast the defense where she does a follow-up ice attack on the defensive when you defend with the fire
Oh no,
trailblazer.
I
It's
do that
so
all the
effective.
time. Yeah,
It's
because I
amazing.
just put a shield on the fire Trailblazer. They all attack because of the taunt, and then she does the
Uh-huh.
follow up twice. She gets two follow ups essentially.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
A character that
All
I
right.
want to like, but it's just
Mm-hmm.
frustrating is the king, like the toga, the game player where you get the pieces.
Yeah.
So many times I'll just keep spamming the skill trying to get the one piece I need and I don't get it. And it's like, are you kidding me? I just wasted 4 points trying to get this one tile and I can't get it. All right, that's it. Okay,
Yeah.
go on.
Let's move on. So I've been watching old in my I'm not able to sleep time. And last time I talked about Two and a Half Men. This one is way more nostalgic for me, that 70s show. Now, there were some things over the years with Danny Masterson and all that, but I don't really care about that. It doesn't affect my rewatchability of this show. Hyde's one of the best characters in the show. It's very nice to see a world where there's no technology. I mean, I know this was 1998 anyways, but it's nice to see back when people used to, I get it. It's a show. It's a sitcom. They're all the situations are played up, but it's just nice to see back when people had to, I don't know, go out and do stuff to meet people rather than just sitting, in front of a computer. So that's one of the bigger things I enjoy, but all of the characters are just so like charming and entertaining. But I'm currently on season 4 now. Spoilers. So season 4 would be out in 2001. Laura as the character's name is the actress's name. Donna and Eric break up, and it makes the show awkward because it's one of those situations. You ever watch How I Met Your Mother?
Yeah.
So when Marshall and Lily break up for a while, it's like that. It doesn't, I get they're trying to keep it fresh, but it just doesn't fit. Those two need to be together for the show to like,
Because he was Eric, right? It was Topher Grace Eric.
yep. Yeah,
I
and when
think he
he
leaves the
leaves,
show.
he does, and it gets weird again because then you have to see Donna like try and start dating again. It just doesn't, it's awkward. And Kelso is a big part of the show. He's not in 17 episodes, it looked like. So it had an even 200 episodes. But Eric's not in 21 of them, which is the final season. Up until the very last episode, he returns. But it
Yeah.
just kind of, the show, when it's at its peak, Eric and Donna are together. Everyone is, you know, in the basement, if you will. It's just so, it's such a nice, like, sit back and relax type of show. They do get
Hmm.
into some heavy topics every now and then, but mostly it's, and freaking Tommy Chong is in the season I was just watching from Cheech and Chong. There he is. Yeah. 37 episodes.
Jeez.
And yeah, he plays like an ex-military stoner guy, but yeah, it's such a nice show to watch, but there's just, I don't think I've ever seen through to the end because I always like skip when Eric's not in it. It
Hmm.
just makes it weird. All right, so I think that'll do it for us. Let us know what you think down below on literally any of the topics we talked about, and I think that's pretty much it. So we will catch you guys later.
Peace.